Hey, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Live with DJ Steady and Company. This is the people's choice, the culture's voice, and of course, the home of the most authentic conversations you're gonna hear anywhere around on the microphone. I am him, Mr. Who himself, DJ Steady. Are you ready? And I'm joined by this illustrious queen. You know what I'm saying? She's been a part of my life for like the past 4 years, helping me expand the brand. She is an executive producer to Live with DJ Steady and Company. And, she's just a one woman show. You know what I'm saying? She be handling business as a wife, as a mother, as a career woman, and a phenomenal person. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one, the only certified event planner, the queen, Lashawn Powell. In the building, hold the applause.
Healthy claws. Hey, what's going on?
Man, what's going on, beloved? It's been a minute since we got you in the studio, and you was like, "Look, stay there. You done sat here and been lazy long enough. I don't let you sit there and you write your plans and scratch them out for the past 3 months. We need you back in the booth handling business. So thank you for encouraging me to come back and grace y'all with my presence.
Absolutely. You're welcome. It's been too long. Come on now. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. So we're gonna open the floor by saying, how have you been mentally lately?
I've been okay mentally. I have. It's been a lot going on. 2025 has like really been a roller coaster for a lot of us. Just dealing with the climate that we're in now.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. So my mental was good, and I owe that to the support system I have, of course. Um, you know, the mission that I see for myself and my family. And not only that, EYS has really tamed me. She's a distraction
Okay.
to a lot of stuff that's been going on. So it keeps me focused.
Focus is good. And people is sometimes you realize when you put on the persona face of your brand, your business, the human side of you or the home you have to push all that stuff aside and get the job done. Like we can argue and do all that later, but
Hmm.
once I put my game face on, it's time to go and handle some business.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what we have to do. Just like you said, it's we have to put those blinders on. I
Yeah,
always say, what is it? Laser focus. All the other stuff in the background is just noise.
absolutely. No. And if we don't, because people got to realize your mental health has to go hand in hand to whatever you approach in this field as well. We can't be going in and we're carrying this trauma suitcase of just all these emotional overwhelming problems.
Hmm.
I like to say the most high didn't put, more on us than we can bear. So we just gotta get the job going and keep going and just keep striving for better.
Absolutely. That's all we can do.
Okay, okay, people. So let's go ahead because I'm sure the people want to know how long have you been a part of the event planning community?
20 years. Yes. I know. I know. Yes. 20 years. And I measure that by the age of my son. My son is
Okay,
17. He'll be 18 in March. And I went into event planning 2 years before he was born. So 20 years I've been in the event planning realm, I should say. Yes.
interesting. And 20 years is a lot of time, dedication, hard work, and even in moments, a lot of failures. Those moments that kind of it didn't go the way you planned it,
For
but you gotta
sure.
just keep going. I feel like that old slogan I used to see on the school poster, you miss 99% of the shots you're not willing to take.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Because that one shot can be it.
It could, yeah. And for me, my one shots would be I fumble my one shots because of my anxiety to be like, you could have made that shot, right? But I'd be quick to go ahead and throw an alley oop up and be like, nah, you take this ball when I should have really had and won us the championship.
Yes, I can relate to that.
We see some comments over here. We got the utmost shout out to Lyric Lyra. We have a Kendra Glass showing support to EYS and a lovely Miss Deborah Powell Smith in the building
Oh,
showing major support.
nice.
You know,
Okay. Hey, Debbie.
absolutely. So why don't you tell us, have you taken any specific training or education for event planning?
Yes. So I am certified. I did receive my certification from an event planning school by the name of QR Event Planning. And they do all sorts of certifications for the event planning industry. So whether it's weddings, just event planning, decorating, event management, corporation event planning, which I'm actually taking courses now for corporate event planning now. But I did receive my certification from a well-known and a well-credited event planning school.
I love that. So I must ask, just bouncing around. So was this just something you had envisioned for yourself, or was this just through certain career paths and this was kind of like you just got into that field and you just fell in love with it?
Yes and no. So I am an event planner by right.
Okay.
Event planning is in my blood. And I say that with conviction because it's I did a 360. It actually brought me right back to event planning, and I'll elaborate a little bit more. So I started in 2006. I had EYS was born or created in 2006. Make a long story short, I had my son. I stopped. Right, I stopped event
Mm.
planning. I started to focus on my federal government career that took off. So during the time that my sons were in elementary, middle school, and high school, I wasn't really doing event planning. I did, I would plan parties, things like that, but it wasn't full blown EYS, business style. So after Primerica, I was with Primerica. After Primerica, I stopped there and it just brought me back. My entrepreneurial spirit was awake. And I was like, okay, Sean, you have to do something. What are you going to do? You just cannot do anything. And event planning came up. Event planning was on my mind. It was like the ancestors, the universe was speaking to me. Sean, event planning. You have to go back to event planning. This is your craft. You this is your purpose. And as soon as
Right.
I made that decision, it's like everything else just faded. Everything else, my federal government career didn't fade. It was still there, but I wasn't focused on that anymore. I was focused on EYS. And I put everything I had in her for 3.5 years. Everything went to EYS. So I say it's in me because my grandmother was an event planner. She loved planning things. My cousin does event planning. So I'm an event planner by right, by birth. I strongly believe that event planning is my birthright.
I love it, man. I tell you that real, ladies and gentlemen, here on Live with DJ Steady and Company. We got Earl in the building,
Hey, Miss Cheryl.
and of course, we have the purpose driven boss. She's so passionate about what
That's
she does, and it
that's my
shows in her work ethic. We're so proud of you, boss lady. Yes, we are. We are tremendously proud of you.
thank you, Heaven. That's my sis right there. Love her.
Let's go. Lyric is here pouring in the support for you as well. And yes, it's your purpose and it shows in your work. I could tell,
Thank you, Kendra.
using I'm gonna use that reference from 80s classic The Last Dragon. When you got the glow, it just happens to show.
That is my movie. I love The Last Dragon.
Yo, I'm telling you, when they say who's the master, we showing them, ain't we?
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely. Who is your ideal client and what type of clientele are you seeking?
My ideal client, okay, my ideal client, and I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you. My ideal client is a client that comes to me with a blank checkbook,
Okay.
pretty much, and says, Sean, I want this, I want that, do your thing. Money is not an object. That's my ideal client. Um, but of course, we have to get there, right? We can visualize and we can dream, we can hope, and we can do all of that. But you always just keep that in the back of your mind of what you're looking for, where you're trying to get to with your clientele. So yeah, so that's my ideal client. Um, and what was the second question?
The second part of that question was the what type of clientele do you seek particularly?
Oh, so older clientele. I think my clientele will run between the age of 45 and 75, because they are older, they're well established, they know what they want, they know what they don't want, and they have the money to spend on events. They have the money to execute what they want, to fulfill their vision. So my ideal clients are older clients, maybe retired or getting ready to retire, um, things, in that
Right.
realm. Yes.
Right. And I would say too, it's that situation of kind of making the job a little less strenuous. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to spend the entire process on 21 questions. One day I want sky blue, the next day I want royal blue, and you going, it's just that camaraderie of button heads, like you say, I noticed through social media sometimes you be letting it be known is, if you're going to inquire about my services, but you're going to do all the work, then what do you need me for?
Right. Right. And another part of that is, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say 90% of people who come to me, they've never worked with an event planner before. So they don't know the process. They don't really understand what we do and why we do what we do, if that makes sense. So
Got you.
it's my job to educate. It's my job to let them know, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we do it, A, B, and C. And if they have input or questions or concerns, that's fine, because my job again is to make it clear on the process and what they can expect going forward. Because again, 9 times out of 10, the clients that come to me, they've never worked with an event planner before and they don't know the process.
Got you. So that's I think that's important in the community of knowing it. First thing first is when you're inquiring about an event planner is you should know the specifications of what an event planner does. And you should be able to communicate. I think effective communication can play a lot of the, strain of, well, I don't want to tell her, you tell her.
For sure. For sure. No, absolutely. And I I love direct communications. I work best when I'm with I work best when I'm only communicating with the client, the person who's paying me. That is where that's my communication line is. I don't work well with third parties. I don't work well with other people who have 2 cents and they are not paying me, right? They're not the name on the contract. So it just it I guess it differs from client to client. You have to fill out your client. You have to create a rapport with them.
Right.
You have to put them at ease. You have to let them know, hey, don't worry about it. It's okay. I got it. That's my favorite line. I got it. So they can know that everything's fine. It's not, it's not a life or death situation. Did anybody die? No, we're good. I got it. I will correct it. I'll rectify the situation. But that's part of my job, is to put the client at ease.
I,
Communication, definitely communication for sure.
yes. No, it's effective in that. So I want to ask you, with the recent government shutdown that we just kind of overcome, um, right, was EYS affected by that?
No,
Okay.
actually, it was a come up for EYS. because I had all the time in the world to put into her. Okay, like seriously, I and I told, what did I tell? Either my husband or my sister this, and she told me not to say this, but I'm going to say it just to give the content of it. I said during the government shutdown, I was broke, but I was free. And so she told me not to say broke because she was like, no, you weren't broke. You weren't broke. You just didn't have access to your money right away. But I say that to just give the context of how I was feeling. I was free because I could wake up. I don't have to check in with nobody. I don't have to check no emails. I can go directly to EYS and work her. I'm doing site visits during the day. I'm meeting clients during the day where I'm supposed to be at work. And so, no, it didn't affect EYS. It was actually good for EYS. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, what does it take to maintain an event planning business? How big is your team, and how do you determine what size team is required?
Okay, so the first question is, how do I maintain an event planning business? Definitely the
Yes,
team.
ma'am.
Number one, hands down, the team. The team makes EYS look good. I do not do this by myself. I have an
Yes.
incredible team behind me. And when I tell you that they show up and show out every time, they do. So my team and my vendors, I have an incredible vendor network that I tap into. They make EYS look good. They show up and show out. They provide quality services to my clients. And I know that I can always rely on them. Each and every one of my vendors I can rely on. So the vendors and the team is how I maintain EYS, how I operate an event planning business. You're only good as the people you are surrounded by. So a good team and a good vendor system, very, very important. And if you ask anybody steady, I'm very overprotective of my vendors, very overprotective of my
Absolutely.
vendors. They're so important to me. I go to bat for my vendors, because without them, I mean, I can't really do what I do. Like I'm not a DJ, I'm not a balloon decorator, I'm not a designer. So I'm very, very appreciative and thankful for my vendors. Absolutely. Um, and my team is, we have right now, we have about 13 people on the team.
Okay.
So I'm actually growing the team, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But between 12, 13 people on the team right now, and that includes my setup and breakdown team. That includes my event assistants. That includes my creative director. Shout out to Kiana.
Shout out.
And then, yeah, and then my ops manager. So, yes, we have a team of 12. And then how I decide what roster I need to put in place depends on how big the event is. So, if they just want to set up, that's, set up and break down. If they want a full blown event where they actually want me on the ground running the event the day of, that's the entire team. That's the event. That's the setup breakdown team. Those are my assistants. That's my creative director. It's my ops manager. It's pretty much everyone because I need everyone, to work that event on the day of. So it depends on what the client needs or what the event calls for will determine the size of my team that I need for that day.
Oh man, and I respect that. That's a well, answered way to answer that question because there's no I in team. And, if you want things to run effectively, you're gonna need that team to pull through and
Absolutely.
have that effectiveness because yeah, it's easy when you're just the face of something, but then when you got to get your hands dirty, you know, you don't want to just move into a house and you think, oh, all I gotta do is plug a socket here and there and it's supposed to just give us electricity. No, you need to have everything wired. It takes a team to make that house effectively built from the ground
Absolutely.
up. So I
Hmm.
wanna I wanna personally salute, and thank every last one of your team members.
Abs-
You know, whether you're watching or
Absolutely.
if you're listening in, we salute you here with DJ Steady and Company.
Yes, I love my team. I love my team. We actually did the team appreciation for them back in September.
I
And
remember.
yes, yeah. I had to do that because I need them to understand how appreciated they are, and to let them know that I could not do this by myself. They are a very vital part of EYS, and I hope they feel that way. But the event was amazing. I mean, we gave out awards, and it really made them feel special. It really made them, it solidified them being a part of a team, and I really hope that they continue to feel that way.
Yeah, because and that's what it's about. Is not so much of wanting to feel so much superiorly important, but wanting to feel included, to know that I'm just not somebody that you call on just because of this
Hmm.
situations. I'm
Absolutely.
somebody that we can be in a group chat and share little inside jokes and woo sob and have, those morning mimosas and, get a little retreats. I know how businesses go.
Absolutely. And I have relationships with everybody on my team. I have relationships with every single member on my team. I do.
I love that, man. And I love that because it's showing me that you're a woman of the people, if I may say. You know what I'm saying? You're not so robotic because you can get somebody that can be, well, I got 20 years in. I'm so caught up in the seniority of things that you forget to be the human first.
Oh no. No. That's not even my personality. That's not even Sean. And I always say EYS eat, we all eat. And you can ask any of my vendors that too. Um, so if I get that client, if I get that contract, and that contract requires me to hire and select vendors, oh, they know I'm coming to my vendors for the services, and praying that they are available on that day, because I work
Right.
very well with all of my vendors. It makes everything so harmonized when I get to choose the people who I know, the people who I work well with, and the people who I have relationships with.
All right. So let's shake things up a bit and let's discuss what are some of the major challenges you face.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. So challenges, of course, it has to be the funding. It has to be the financial part of it. So I don't have any business loans. I don't have any grants, anything like that. EYS is ran off of either personal money from me and my husband, and or the client contracts when they pay us. So that's how I'm funding EYS right now. So it can become very challenging when business is not consistent, and
Mm-hmm.
those business bills start rolling in, because I have operating bills that I have to pay for EYS every month, just like a household, every month. So if I don't have that contract or those contracts coming in the pipeline, and money is dried up, yeah, it becomes, you know, rob Peter
Right.
to pay Paul type. So,
Oh, don't we all know that sentiment?
yeah, yeah. So that is one of the challenges. Another challenge is, I don't have difficult clients. I really don't. All of my clients that I've worked with have been awesome. I had one difficult client. Um, I'm not going to talk about it, but it was for a wedding about a year ago. That was a situation, and oh my God, I'm not going to talk about that. But challenges is the funding part and the consistency of business. I My goal is to have 2 to 3 events a month. That was my beginning of 2025 goal for EYS. So it could become challenging when you don't have the consistency of business.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep.
Believe me, I'm no stranger to those type of challenges being faced in a business like that. And, because my business basically relies on me having the proper equipment. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
people didn't see me so long. And you being a well structured business person would always reach out and say, "Hey, the clock's ticking. You missing money when you keep saying, "Oh, I'm waiting on such and such." If you need, and one thing I think my pride comes in high is to be like, if you need help, because you always extend an olive branch. You've never been selfish to be like, well, you're
Always.
running this. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come through and make sure things are still efficient from this side. Because I am a proud to see company brand myself.
Absolutely. Always. I don't gatekeep. That I mean, what's the purpose of that? We have to support each other. We have to pour into each other. So wherever I'm at, wherever I can help, I'm going to help. Period.
And that's what it is. Because we need that effectively. As we were speaking off camera, I was like, I can't stand to for everybody to try to be one accord, but somebody secretly jealous of the next person. So
Hmm.
instead of helping the team effectively win the race, you're gonna try to sabotage it and spoil it for everybody.
Right. Right. Yeah. But I'm lucky because I don't have those type of people in my circle, and I don't um subscribe to those type of people. So I'm
Okay.
lucky. I'm lucky. I'm blessed that yeah. Everyone in my circle is just 100% supportive of me, and they see the vision and they believe in the vision.
Absolutely. And we should, because without the vision, the dream is dead, you know?
Hmm.
So, was there ever an event that EYS planned or organized that went so far left that you regretted taking that job? I know it done been something on your calendar where you said, "Gosh darn it, I quit today."
Yeah, it's the one that I mentioned a few minutes ago, the wedding back in 2024. My team and I traveled to Delaware to do this event, this wedding. I was hired as a coordinator, and I'm not going to go into the details, but I will say that the silver lining is that I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it
Okay.
happened because it prompted me to move differently. It prompted me to put in place policies and regulations. It prompted me to revise my contract. And it prompted me to be more clear on what I'm willing to provide the client services. Because I chop it up, I'm going to chop it up as miscommunication because the client was expecting something that we did not agree to, if that makes sense. So yes, one side of me regretted because in the moment it was very overwhelming for me. In the moment, I've never been through anything like that before with a client like that. Um,
Mhm.
and her mother. So in the moment, it just made me feel some kind of way. It did shake my confidence a little bit, but on the other end, like I said, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened because EYS is better for it now.
Okay. I love that.
Yes.
And with all this, right? Taking on all this, what's your downtime like? What's the woo sob when you go to let your hair down
You
and
really
you
want to
step out
know?
of Go
You really
ahead,
want
be
to know?
100% real with the
Oh,
people.
okay. All right. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. In my room, in my sitting area, in front of the TV with food. That is my downtime. And anybody knows where they can catch me pretty much anytime. I'm not gonna say anytime. Friday nights, they know where I am. I'm in my room. I have a lineup on my TV ready to go with some good Uber Eats. and I am chilling like a villain in the cut. What?
I dig it.
Seriously.
I dig it. It would be now you to pique my interest because now I want to know as a foodie connoisseur, like what kind of ice cream brand do you like? Like what kind of because I can see you right after a long stressful day before you pick up the wine, like you said, you want to sit there and just relax and let your hair down. Like what you feeling? What's your ice cream brand?
Ice cream type or ice cream brand?
Let's go tight because brand will everybody got
Okay.
a name on them. I'm
Okay.
not
Okay. Right. Okay. I love chocolate chip ice cream. I love chocolate
okay.
chip. Love it. Yep. Love chocolate chip. I love anything with fudge, anything with chocolate. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm a Ben and Jerry's guy myself, so whatever them little pints I can
They're
Uber eat
expensive.
myself.
They're expensive. They like $7 a pint.
You ain't never lied. Can't wait for EBT day to get one.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. So, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment to date?
Hmm. My business accomplishment? I don't know. I guess just the business itself, getting clients, providing services, running a business. um, yeah. I mean, having a team of wonderful people again who believes in the mission and believe in me. My biggest accomplishment is EYS as a whole.
As a whole, I
Yeah,
love
as a whole. Yep, collectively, EYS is my biggest accomplishment. Yeah, on
Don't
the
judge
business
me.
side. Hmm.
Don't judge me. I'm over here looking to change
Oh,
this. My special needs self felt like this bold little font was fun to have, but people can't read
oh,
nothing uphill.
oh, Miss
We'll
Cheryl.
wait.
Okay, so Miss Cheryl is my current. She's a current client of mine. So she hired me to plan, organize, and execute her 60th birthday party, which would take place July 25th. So I am super excited about that. And I'm super excited is because she interviewed two other event planners. I was the third one. Yes. Yes. And she selected EYS. Dope. So dope. Yes.
Right. And because in that field, right, when you're in that select to make the top three for one is immaculate, but to
Hmm.
be the one that person decides, okay, reviewed everybody carefully, thoroughly, and selectively. We're gonna go with EYS. You got to
Hmm.
give yourself a pat on the back because it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, and tears. Like you said, money you don't even have at the time to get the ball going,
Hmm.
and also being able to trust your vendors, the team, you know, and probably have those moments where you gotta have those. Let me step outside and let's get this thing accordingly, and come back
Right.
in with some professionalism at the same time.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. So you're right. It is a big deal to um I guess have competition for a gig or for a job, and you're selected. And it's really, how can I put it? It's about selling yourself, because just like Miss Cheryl said, she felt my spirit through the phone, because I believe I'm a very genuine person. You know, I believe I'm very authentic. So if you talk to me, what you hear, what you see is what you get. Like
Absolutely.
this is me. This is my personality. You know, there's nothing, I guess, fake that you will receive, even first meeting me. And when we start to talk, you're going to feel my personality, because my personality is just that vivid. It's just that strong. It's, I don't know what it is. But people gravitate towards, you know, what I have to offer, I guess. I guess.
Absolutely. Hey, I love this one right here where it says EYS equals yes. Like playing word unscramble was funny because I would have never thought about that. I told you, boy, having all this sense of the world, you the right there in front of your face. Man, I love this too. Say she got my vision and it was a real connection. She wasn't a salesperson, she was a person. Absolutely,
Yes.
because when you approaching somebody and you're trying to, I would say, convince, not persuade, convince them that you should invest your money in this particular brand,
Hmm.
you don't want to come off as a bot. You don't want to come off as somebody that's just going, just give me your money and I'm gonna do whatever. Because no,
Right.
that's not strategic. And
Right.
when she spoke earlier about being able to feel your spirit through the phone, that's how you know this is your purpose. You're purposely driven in this field, and ain't no playing around in it.
Right. And I was just about to say that. I was just about to say how how can I put this? I want my clients to feel my passion. I want
Yes.
my passion to overshadow any and everything. I want my passion to overshadow the money. I want my, you know, passion to overshadow the branding of EYS. I want them to know that e- event planning is me. It's my craft, and I take it very very seriously.
As you should, because it's hard, it's hard, especially when you talk about economy. You talk about, your race. You talk about, trying to make a sustainable living and not let it overtake you till before you get a chance to see it grow, you're already in the ground, you
Right,
know.
right, exactly, exactly. So, yep, my passion. I think my goddaughter is on here too. She's my assistant,
Ooh, shout out to you,
Javonna.
goddaughter.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Javonna.
you.
We call her
Absolutely.
JoJo.
Okay, okay. So we all know event planners have. Tell us about your preferred vendor platforms.
Okay. So I mentioned before that I have an awesome dynamic event vendor platform. So my what I do is I build partnerships with my vendors. So they're just not, a DJ out of the Google pages or anything like that. No, I have relationships with these people. I've worked with these people, and I can pass on the guarantee to my clients that this person is quality and reliable. So my partnerships consist of pretty much a two-way street, right? You scratch my back, I scratch your back. The benefit to EYS for you to be a part of my platform is you are my number one premier vendor. So if I need to tag any services, DJ, cater, whatever, I'm coming to you first and foremost, right? And then I expect the same thing. If someone is looking for an event planner, EYS would be your preferred event planner to refer to your clients if they are looking for services. So it's a two-way street, and it's also a partnership. Again, very overprotective of my vendors. I don't play around with my vendors. Um, I just don't select anybody to be on my vendor team. You have to um, show me the same passion that I have for your craft, if that makes sense. This cannot just be a side gig for you. This just cannot be
Right.
something that you just woke up and you decided to do one day. No, I can't give that type of quality services to my clients. And I definitely can't attach EYS to, that type of quality services either. So all of my vendors that I have on my team are premier, top notch. They do it well. They are subject matter experts in their fields, period.
I love it.
So again, it's just not oh, hey, I need a DJ for Saturday night. No, this is a partnership.
I
It's a
dig it.
partnership.
I dig it, man. So I'm gonna have a little fun here, right? I want to go back, right? To
Okay.
that. Let's go back to those 20 years ago, right? after that birth of your child. And would you think, looking at everything now, would you choose another, profession from that point on, or will you still let everything pan out the way it has so far?
That is a tricky question for me because I'm grateful for my federal government career because my federal government career allows me and my family to live the lifestyle that we're living, right? But also, I think back, what if I wouldn't have stopped EYS? What if I continued to do EYS for the last 20 years? What would EYS look like today? We would definitely be further of what we are, further than where we are now. Absolutely. I know that. Um, and that plays in my head all the time. All the time. And my husband always tells me that you cannot dwell on that because we don't do woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Mm,
Right.
okay.
And the fact that EYS is still here today, and the fact that we are operating EYS as a full event planning, not business, but company, says a lot. So again, I did a I did a 360. It brought me all the way back to EYS 15 years later. It brought me back to EYS. After all the stuff that I've been through, Primerica, federal government, the birth of my children, you know, buying out home, the passing of my loved ones, all of that, all of that, which is actually in my crown. Everything that I've been through the last 20 years is actually in my crown. But all of that, dictates where I am today. So again, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Whether or not we know what the reason is or not, it happens for a reason. So it's kind of tricky. So I chose the federal government path because I felt that that was what the universe had in store for me at that time. And I needed, to concentrate on a career. Again, it's the reason why we are living the lifestyle that we're living today. But what if EYS was still operating during those years? Where
Right.
would we be now? I can't help to think that. So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would have continued on the same path or not. I
I
don't
can
know.
respect it. I
Yeah.
respect that because we're all, face those moments of what I would say like a temptationary moment. You know, who knows what that outcome could have been? It could have been a rapid decline more than a rapid push to success.
Hmm.
Because pressure. One of my mottos I like to say is pressure can do two things. It's either gonna bust pipes or it's gonna make some diamonds. So it's up to you how you choose to allow that pressure weigh on you.
Right. Right. And I was talking to my mentor. Shout out to Rhonda. She's been my mentor since I started EYS 20 years ago.
Oh, shout out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever I'm feeling some type of way or I have questions or how she would do something, I always call her. So she told me that every look at it like EYS wasn't put on a back burner per se, but my children were young at the time. They were still in school, and my children needed me. That was my role at the time for me to raise my boys. And now that my boys are grown up, guess who showed back up? EYS. EYS never left me, still here, but my role that I had to play needed to be played at that time, which was raising my boys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and now that they're growing up and everything, guess what? I got the time. I got the time to do what I need to do for EYS.
And that's what it's all about because nothing worth having should come that easily. It shouldn't just be, oh, I'm gonna set this out in the universe and then in the morning it's sitting in my front yard. No, you need to be able to put the time, the effort, because you're going to have self-doubt. You're going to have moments of failure. You're going to have those moments that's going to teach you how to keep going and how to weather the storm. Everybody ain't built to probably have that same drive.
Mm-mm.
And it's no shade towards anybody, but you're teaching me that if it's something you truly want, you got to be willing to stand 10 toes down for it, be able to take some time to say, I got to deal with this matter. Like you said, I got to deal with raising the kids. So, yeah, it's going to set me back for momentarily, but watch I come back stronger, faster, better than before.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. For sure.
I
So
dig it. I dig it.
yeah, that's what it is.
So, what are your event planning services that you offer, and what separates your services from other planners?
You are so silly.
It's
Um,
EYS over everything. Y'all heard it. It's in the title.
so we are a full event planning company. So when I say full, I say we do everything. I like to say that EYS is a one-stop shop for event planning services. So if my client comes to me and they want any and everything, EYS does it. So we provide, of course, event planning, but we also provide event management. And I think that's what sets us aside from other event planners is because most event planners, they plan, they decorate, and that's it. We plan, we decorate, we organize, we execute, but we also run the show the day of the event. We're on the ground doing event management and event coordinating services. What does that look like? That looks like that you as the client can show up as a guest and leave as a guest. You're not coordinating any vendors, you're not setting up any tables, you're not, dealing with the decor, you're not dealing with any of that. EYS is there doing all of that for you. So again,
Absolutely.
it's your special day, it's your special occasion. We want you to live in your moment. We want you to enjoy your moment with your family and your friends, taking pictures, creating memories, laughing, having a good time, and let us do the work.
I dig it.
Yes.
So back just to kind of continue on before we get into like the next question. Like, so have you ever dealt with kind of maybe a little offset shade from another event company that may have
Oh
missed out
no.
on the opportunity to you?
Oh no. No, 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 no. Everyone who I've reached out to, everyone that I've collabed with has been so helpful and so supportive. I haven't experienced anyone trying to like gatekeep or anything like that.
Mhm.
I have this collaborator. Her name is Lady Red, and I call her the plug because if I am needing anything, yes, I reach out to her and she provides whatever I need, whether it's a name, a telephone number, whatever. But her and I relationship, our relationship is like really on another level because again, she doesn't gatekeep. If I need anything from her, she doesn't have a problem with providing the information, and she wants to collab with me. And I'm speaking for her. I shouldn't speak for her, but I'm gathering that she's following me on social media just as I'm following her, and she sees what we're doing, and she sees that that we're serious, and you know we're passionate about what we do. So no, I've never received any shade from another event planner or anyone in the event industry. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, everyone's been great. And I will say that the event planning industry or the event planning realm is one of those um platforms where that everyone is supportive of one another.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Sound like event planning need to be the next move, guys. Ain't no it's gonna be a lot of work you gotta put in for it, but it don't come with a lot of disrespect like that then.
Mm-mm,
We
not at
we
all.
elevate, we don't hate is what I'm trying to lead to say to
Yeah,
y'all people.
absolutely. And don't get me wrong, event planning, like, it's saturated. Okay, it's saturated. Everybody and their mama want to be an event planner these days. So it's very, very, very overbearing.
Absolutely. I love it. So we almost about to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all been rocking since day one. I want to salute everybody in the comments for coming in and supporting the queen. Your comments are not overlooked. We acknowledge them as we go. You know what I'm saying? So I want to. This one's kind of my favorite question I want to ask because
Okay.
this is me going back to the so this
Okay.
one is I remember when we first linked up, you were doing your Prime America business. Although Prime America and EYS are totally different. Had to learn that along the way, but I know now. Was there anything you learned during the Prime America EYS transition? Or is there anything you bought from Prime America that helps you as a CEO and the owner of your business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hands down. Primerica um contributed to my entrepreneurial spirit. It woke my entrepreneurial spirit because before Primerica, I wasn't doing anything really. I was just doing the, going to, my career with the federal government. That was it. So once I got with them, you know, it it aligned with my whole being of working for myself or doing my own thing, if that makes sense. So once I stopped doing Primerica, I knew I learned a lot. I learned how to deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
I learned not to expect things from people that you expect from yourself,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Like, don't expect them to do what you would do because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I've learned that I do want to build a legacy for my family. I've learned that. I've learned the business aspect, meaning, things are not going to be all rainbows and unicorns all the time. It's always going to be, letdowns and, letdowns. So, comebacks and things like that. I've learned a lot about the entrepreneurial platform when it comes to Primerica. It did teach me a lot. It yeah, it did. It did. I was a total different person before Primerica as far as like the business aspect of it. Um, my god sister says I'm an alpha, and I didn't realize that until
Yeah.
Primerica.
Yeah.
um,
Because look at your growth within these past years, and I see you get more resilient over time. You don't get heavily burdened. You don't get easily distracted. You don't just quit. You know what I'm saying? You don't tuck your tail and run. You're gonna go and you're gonna slay the dragon no matter what.
yeah, that also has something to do with me being a Capricorn.
Okay. There you go. You
Yes,
had to bring zodiacs into this.
yes. Being a Capricorn, Capricorn season is loading. Yes, yes, yes. But being a Cappy, we're very structured, we're very organized, and we're very disciplined. Very disciplined.
Absolutely.
That's my husband. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured.
That's him. That's yeah.
All right, all right.
So yeah, so we're very disciplined. So that's where the never quitting, um never deviating from the plan or the vision. And we very, very hard work. Like that's all I do is work. Like me and you have been talking 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm up working. Like we've been
Right.
doing, like we've done that because I'm up
Absolutely.
working. Yeah. So it's about organization and discipline and structure. And I think those elements are key, especially being in business for yourself.
I agree. Like I've been telling my best friend when we've been conducting certain business manners, I was like, you know what the irritation is? Me myself, speaking on only myself, I'm like, I can make all the excuses of the world why I wouldn't try it, but then I'd be like, you know what? What if Steve Jobs didn't never try? What if Mark Zuckerberg didn't never try? What if Jeff Bezos didn't never try? And so forth and so forth. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? What if they would have just been like, nah, I'm gonna sleep in today. I ain't gonna sit
Mhm.
there and allow this dream to come into, fruition.
E
And I sit back
exactly.
now. So now I have a different mindset coming back now in this field. I'm like, you give me an itinerary, I'm gonna do everything in my power to match that itinerary to the best of my abilities. So I just need you to be patient with me on this
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Primerica taught me, a different mindset. That's what I was trying to say. It elevated my mindset, number 1, and number 2, again, it awakened my entrepreneurial spirit. Because after Primerica, I knew I had to do something.
Yeah, no, I remember that moment. You wasn't panicky, but like you said, you had
I
to
was
throw an
panicking.
audible.
No,
No,
I was panicking a little bit.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Heck me, I didn't see it. You threw an audible. You threw an audible, and you was like, "Steady." Got some kind of disappointing news. I'm no longer with Prime America. I'm moving forward with my original thing, and I'm like, "Well, what can I do to help?" I didn't back off. Like, what you need me to do to help support it and keep and thriving?
Yes. Yeah, I was panicking a little bit because I after Primerica I felt empty. I felt like
Mm,
something was missing, and it was. And again, that was the universe aligning me back with EYS. So I had to go through Primerica to get back to her.
I love that.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was a straight beast in Prime America. I remember. One thing about me, you know, meeting people, I'm already a empathic type of person. So I knew once I was engaged in her energy that I knew exactly she wasn't what's the word? A replica. She wasn't an imposter. She was the real deal.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. You know, well deserved. I'm gonna give you your flowers. I gotta do it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the last question of the night. We know y'all been rocking and rolling since the beginning of the. Don't be sitting up there trying to do it because I separate Prime America. Don't do that. And y'all know I don't say I can't do jumbled up syllables. Don't try to come. I know what you mean
Primerica,
now.
is Primerica. He said Primerica. That's funny.
We- Hashtag we listen, we don't judge. All right. Now, see, just for that, now I gotta wrap it up. All right. So the last question of tonight is: what does EYS future look like to you?
um, Definitely transitioning to corporate event planning. I
Yes.
definitely want corporate clients. We are in the process of going after government contracts. So that could be huge for the future for EYS. I'm very excited about that. So we are in a program now that is going to scale my business, meaning that it's going to get me certified. So we are in the process of getting small business certification, getting our small business certification and our minority business certification. So we're actually going through that process right now, which is going to be huge when contributing to the government contract area or aspect. So yeah. So that's what my vision is for EYS. Corporate event planning, definitely want some corporate clients for sure, and government contracts. I want to transition away from the smaller scale of events. I want to transition to the larger scales of events. That's why I mentioned growing the team.
I dig it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy, your love,
Yeah.
your humbleness, you
Thank
know,
you.
rocking with me. I thank everybody in the audience. So before we get out of here, I would like for you to leave. If you could leave one word to that one person, the future Sean's out there wanting to become their own EYS, what would you leave to them that's want to get into event planning, but sometimes their environment it can be frowned upon because they don't want to take the risk of being called lame and unpopular.
Um, so if someone wants to get into event planning, I would say attach yourself to a already established event planner and learn from them, because event planning is definitely not textbook. It's hands-on, 150% hands-on. So you need to be on the ground with someone who you can learn from if you truly, truly want to get into event planning.
All right.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been that one time where we go. It's been a great show. I've had a great time. It felt good in the field, and well, it's just like riding a bike for me. You don't
Yeah,
really lose your step, and having somebody like Sean kind of open the gates back up for me is it's what I needed to just find my vision again. So I'm
that's
thankful
good.
for this opportunity to be able to interview this CEO, businesswoman. You know what I'm saying? Business mogul. We're gonna put it out there in the atmosphere.
I'm so happy for you, Steady. I'm so happy that I can provide some motivation, inspiration to you. So,
Yes, and I needed it. I need that push, and it's not just you. It's been a host of other people. But when you reach out, it'd be like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing over there? I, I don't see no lights on over there at Live with DJ Steady and Company, and it's been 3 months.
yeah,
Did,
what is
did you
going
forget to pay
on?
the mortgage? You ain't pay the bills over there. Let me know what I need to do because you ain't paying the bills over there." No, I love it, man. It's an honor to have someone like you in my corner.
Absolutely, absolutely. And shout out to my team. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. My creative director, Kiana's here. My mixologist, Kendra's here. My husband, of course. My client, Miss Cheryl. Thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. And of course, my sis Heaven. They are so supportive. I have a whole support team, and I'm grateful.
Absolutely. So, to those of you that have tapped in, if you would like to be interviewed on Live with DJ Steady and Company, feel free to reach out to Miss Sean, of course, or you can email me at steadycompanylive@gmail.com.
Yes. Yes.
The way she waved it off, I was like, wrap it up, DJ. That's it. That's all I got. Okay. We're going to get up out of here. Love, peace, and stay blessed. We out. Good night, people.
Good night, everyone.